Okay, you have the grant in hand. Everyone assumes the hard part is over, but it isn't. It's just beginning. An average Alberta estate will take anywhere from 6 to 18 months to administer and close, and it can take years in a more complex estate. The accounting, the compensation questions that nobody likes to bring up, the moment you finally get to set this thing down is all going to follow. I'm Chad Graham. I'm an estate lawyer in Edmonton, Alberta, and I'm going to give you some general information here, not specific advice to your situation, and this doesn't constitute a solicitor-client relationship. With the grant in hand, you have legal authority to act. That means you can now collect the assets. That means that you can close accounts, transfer and sell property, cash in investments, pay what's owed. CRA tax filings need to be done. Funeral costs need to be paid. Debts need to be paid. And you'll do 2 tax returns, actually, the deceased final tax return and later an estate tax return. Many estates will earn income during administration, and that needs to be dealt with. So that's a conversation you might have with your accountant alongside your lawyer. You also need to give something called notice to creditors. This is a point where I commonly recommend publishing a notice. Historically, it was really easy because you had a newspaper of record in any given community. You simply published a notice to creditors in the Edmonton Journal or whatever, and you sort of had it all covered. That can still be done today. It's usually done through an online system, and creditors are looking for these. This protects you as the executor because once that's been published, creditors have a fixed period of time in order to come after the estate with a claim, and if they miss it, their problem, not yours. The compensation question is very important, and I want to just get this information to you up front. Everyone gets a little embarrassed and awkward about this, and they shouldn't be. Do you get paid for administering an estate? And the answer is, it's complicated. No, the answer is yes, you can get paid for doing the estate, but it's not automatic. There's no fixed legal fee in Alberta. Compensation gets set in one of 3 ways. It's often specified in the will. My executor will receive that compensation. Or the beneficiaries can agree on an amount. Oh man, you deserve $5,000 for this or whatever. If neither of these happen, the court can determine it through a process called the passing of accounts. Alberta Surrogate Rules Committee has published non-binding guidelines that lawyers and courts commonly reference, and they generally structure a percentage of the estate capital that decreases as the estate grows, plus a separate allowance for any revenue you actively manage during the administration. And there is a scale in each bracket. But the principle here is what matters. Your time and your responsibility in this role are compensable. You shouldn't feel guilty about asking the question. You've probably taken time off work. You've probably traveled. You've learned things that you didn't need to know in your regular life, and that's compensable. Now, before anything finally goes out the door, beneficiaries are entitled to a clear accounting. What came into the estate, what went out, what's left, and what's proposed to be distributed and to whom. This isn't optional paperwork. It's the documentation that lets everyone finally see the same picture that you've been looking at the entire time. Alongside this accounting, it's best practice, and we'll prepare for you, releases that you'll have every beneficiary sign. It's a document confirming they've reviewed the accounting, they're satisfied with what you've done, and they're going to discharge you from any further liability once the distribution happens. And this protects you. If questions ever surface later, the release is what stands between you and personal exposure for decisions you made faithfully and in good order. Only now, at the end of all this, does final distribution happen. What's left, going to who, and who it's supposed to go to, under the will or the intestacy rules. And even after that, you want to hang on to your records, probably for 7 years, in case any question ever surfaces. Now, at the start of this series, I told you this was a job that you didn't really apply for. It found you. It found you in the middle of grief, and you said yes anyway. This is the back bracket on this. The accounting's done, the releases are signed, the estate's distributed, and the weight you've been carrying for the last year is finally going to get set down. And you'll know you carried it well. That's not a small thing. If you're anywhere in this process, just starting or trying to figure out how to close the file properly, reach out for a consultation at chadgrahamlaw.com. Thank you.